Welcome everybody to the Vantage Indy Special League. You join us here at the Homestead Miami Road Course, the 9 moments of practice. My name is Nico. With me here today in the booth for the first time this season is Purge. How doing,
How
Purge?
we doing, everybody? I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Excited. Looking forward. It's been a while since I've been on a Vantage Indy Special League broadcast. I've missed the last couple, but here we are, qualifying. I'm about to start. And if you were with us earlier today for the Formula America broadcast, you'll notice it's going to be a slightly different layout from what we saw then. The last two turns are the NASCAR turns. So going to be a little bit interesting there as the drivers coming out on track right now. That's Tom Minot, 2 times a race winner already. He has 2 starts and 2 wins. He's a part-time driver, Purge, but he's been setting the pace on the road courses.
Yeah, I know the season opener here, he actually claimed the first VISL win here in what some would say dominant fashion. So he's definitely always a threat when on track.
Absolutely. I know the gas racing company camp would like for him to start running some ovals, run full-time if possible, because he'll definitely have a shot at the championship. We're only 4 races in, today being the 5th, to this championship. It's a long, long season, runs to the end of the calendar year. And we got some people in the chat already. Parker Vance. We got Slay again in the chat, but here come the drivers out. There's Max Van Beest for Aftershock Racing. Rick Raven out there, the defending winner. Got his first career Vantage victory 1 week ago at the Oval here in Homestead. Purge, what do you think it's going to take for him to go back-to-back here at Miami and pull what you did and sweep Miami?
Honestly, I don't really know. I haven't seen a lot of IndyCar racing on the road courses. I've been usually busy most Saturdays. Today, one of the days I'm actually free. So I'm not sure what to expect here and to see what it would take. But all I know is that those final 2 turns being the oval circuit instead of the infield circuit is definitely going to be a game changer here.
Yeah,
I
it's
know in the Formula America one, that transition from the flat part of the track to the banking, it was really sketchy, honestly. You would need to spin out every time. So I think with these cars, and obviously it being more of a simulator, I think this would damage the cars. So it's a great thing they're running that bank oval.
Yeah, that bank oval you can see is very similar, kind of in layout at least, to the Daytona road course. You get the last 2 turns of the NASCAR circuit, turns 3 and 4 of NASCAR. Here comes Tom Minot, going to be the first one to set a flying lap here. And to the line, he will set the bar. What does Tom Minot throw down here for everyone to try and beat? 105.11, or 105 rather. So 105, 105. 2/10 off is Rick Raven. You can see that rivalry starting to form already. And don't count out the one and only Larry Miles as well. He's going to be starting his flyer here. Jace Mayer and Casey Keller, 3rd and 4th quickest. There goes Ben Kuhn. A lot of the times starting to come in now.
So other than Rick Raven, everybody doesn't seem to just have the same speed that Tom Minot does. So what do you do if you're one of those drivers who are nearly an entire second off of him?
I think for a lot of these guys, it's going to be important just to get in laps, not DNF, not go off the track, not make too many mistakes here. As we're looking right now at Max Van Beest. His first lap, I think, got invalidated. So we'll see where he throws it. But Eric Guillory going to be starting a lap here. A couple of these guys, like you said, let's see if Rick Raven improves here as he crosses the line. Or not Rick Raven. Rick Raven did improve, but not good enough. It's going to be 2nd place for Rick. Looks like. Does Tom Minot go any faster? I don't think he does. 105, 105, the time to beat. But yeah, like I was saying, I think it's going to be important just to have a clean race. A lot of things can flip around. We've seen strategies flip in and out. Depends on who's on what tire. There's Gale Rolls. Larry Miles, the championship leader by 1 point. Jumps up to 3rd, 0.5 of a second. So the top 5, all within 0.7. It's getting pretty close, Purge. And do we think we see another Tom Minot win here today?
It's definitely going to be a challenge seeing the amount of the gap between 1st and 2nd here. I don't think if we're I'm gonna say it here. I'm gonna make my prediction. I don't think we're gonna see a Tom Minot win today. I think we're gonna see a Rick Ramone win.
Rick Raven looking to go back to back. You think we're going to see another Miami sweep? It could very well happen. He was very close to winning the first 2 races of the season. Long Beach didn't really go his way in round 3, but he bounced back strong. He's only 1 point out of the championship lead, so anything could happen, you know? Larry Miles and Rick Raven, looks like it might go down to the wire for those two for the title. We have a long way to go in this season. And we're about a month, maybe 5 weeks out from the 4th annual Indy 500 double points race. That's going to be a huge one as Gale Rolls goes second fastest. He jumps everyone, only about a 10th off of Tom Minot. Here's Eric Guillory.
Yeah, the time has been qualifying slowly creeping down to our pole sitter right now. I think it's only a matter of time before we see at least somebody get within a 10th.
Just could. Here's Guillory. He's getting heat in the tires, so I don't know that, you know, this lap is going to be an improvement or not. But we'll see. We'll see what he can do. 106.19 is his best time. This is a great shot here. Entering NASCAR's 3 and 4. And I think this is going to be the big difference. Getting that good run down the front straightaway. With the infield section, it was pretty good. Pretty big difference maker getting the run onto the front straightaway. But you have a chance to get an even bigger run here, especially if you're in the draft.
Yeah, using the oval turns 3 and 4 here, and then that long mini straightaway here, definitely gives the drivers a bit of a chance to form a little bit of a draft to kind of at least potentially get side by side, form a run going into the first set of turns here, and potentially set up for a last lap pass.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what can happen here. I'm going to be interested to see how, once they navigate this infield section, how they follow through there. It is a tale of 2 tracks, basically. The whole first half is very technical. The second half is, especially with this low downforce configuration on these cars, going to be completely flat out. We're looking at Tom Minot.
Would like to mention, yeah, while we're focusing on Minot, we have a new pole sitter. As of now, I think a 104.9.
Great time for Rick Raven.
So like I said, it's going to definitely be a great battle. We already had a battle for the win, at least for the first half of the race in Formula America. So perhaps we'll see a mimicry of sorts.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. As there's Van Beest. He currently sits right smack in the middle of the field, 6 tenths off the race leader, or the provisional pole sitter, I should say. Looking to jump up in the championship standings, and we'll take a look at those towards the beginning of the race. But everyone watching at home, can we get some predictions in the chat, maybe? Parker Vance says someone's losing a front wing first lap. We've seen that happen a couple times. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. I feel like that happens, especially with the lack of cautions we've been seeing in this league. It could be a race ender, honestly.
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't call it the Aesop Courage curse. But it seems every time I get into the booth the first time, we always have a banger. First time I was in the booth for Trucks, banger. First time in the booth for Cup, banger. First time in the booth for IndyCar, perhaps we'll see a banger today.
Could
No
be
promises though, but just put that on the radar.
Yeah, it could be a reverse curse. Who knows? Gale Rolls, by the way, is provisionally on pole position. 13 thousandths of a second. That could be his second pole.
Already setting up for the banger.
Let's see what Tom Minot does across the line here. Can he improve? It's going to be 3rd position for the 33. Gale Rolls, that's a great qualifying effort. As he's going to exit the track there, looks like.
You know what we need in Vantage? Need more women drivers.
That we do, yeah.
Well, do you think anyone's gonna have a last chance to challenge for pole with 30 seconds left, or do you think this is the lineup we'll be seeing?
I'm pretty sure this is going to be the lineup we're seeing here. Larry Miles is exiting the final corner, so will he make me eat my words? We'll find out. All the way to the bottom of the track in the runoff area, Larry Miles stays 4th. Van Beest, can he improve? This is Van Beest's final qualifying lap. They get 5 goes at it here. That's a really good shot at the 37 off the final corner. You can see they try and stick to the bottom there. He weaves up at the last second. Max Van Beest jumps Larry Miles. So Van Beest into 4th place. It's a really good lap from him. And that's going to do it. It's going to be Gale Rolls as we see that's Jace Mayer doing some donuts perhaps.
Love donuts.
So qualifying comes to an end. Gale Rolls.
Yeah.
Going to get pole position, his second of the season. That's going to be a bonus point. Now, he does have to finish on the lead lap to get that championship bonus point per the rules. So,
what are you insinuating?
oh, I'm not insinuating. I'm just saying that Parker Vance got pole last week, but did not qualify for the championship point.
Good save. Good save.
So qualifying comes to an end. Gale Rolls on pole position, 13 thousandths of a second ahead of Rick Raven. Could Rick Raven go back to back? Can Gale Rolls get his first win of the season? What about Tom Minot? He's looking for 3 on the year. It's a very, very close qualifying grid. Everyone in the top 9 within 1 second. Eric Guillory, I don't think he got a super clean lap in there, but that's going to do it for quali. You said we're not going to see a Tom Minot win here. He's starting 3rd. He's got a little bit of work to do. Parker Vance saying, damn right he did. Indeed he did. Qualified on pole. Got the fastest lap last week as well. And there is quali done and dusted. So, Gale Rolls, your pole sitter for today. We'll go over the grid here very shortly. It's going to be 5 rows of 2 coming your way.
Oh man! Well, you did mention that Gale Rolls on pole.
Yeah,
so
Rick Rolls. Gale Rolls gets pole position. Starting 3rd and 4th is Tom Minot and Max Van Beest. I think that's his best qualifying effort of the season. P4 for Van Beest. Starting in 5th, the championship leader, Larry Miles. He's got Tyler Justice right next to him, starting in 6th position. Row number 4 sees Casey Keller and Ben Kuhn in P8 for the Gas Racing Company. Scored is 48, but he will be 93 on track. And Jace Mayer and Eric Guillory rounding out the grid here. Those 2 Rodent Racing teammates. And of course, there's Hightower. He is a admin, so he won't be racing with us, but you get a nice little look at his car.
Yeah, while we're on the pace lap, I'd like to ask you, you did ask me, what do I expect here? What do you expect? I never got to ask you. What do you expect?
That is a good question. I'm hoping for a clean race, but a banger race. You said you got a quote-unquote curse. Not a curse, but a blessing maybe.
Blessing.
Yeah. Hopefully we can see exactly that. I want a nice, good, close race. Maybe another slow burner. Maybe not a slow burner. Maybe we see a intense battle all the way throughout that comes down to the last lap. That would be great. You said we're not going to see a Tom Minot victory. Who do you have winning then?
I have Rick Raven. I think he's going to get it done. Miami sweep.
That's right, Rick Raven. Rick Raven looking for 2 in a row. We'll see what he can do here. Let's go ahead and take a look, actually, at the championship standings while we wait for them to begin pacing here. Larry Miles leading the way with his 1 victory on the season, a singular point ahead of Rick Raven. Tom Minot down in 7th with his 2 wins. He's only made 2 races. He's looking to jump up in the standings here. Gas Racing Co. with a hefty, healthy lead over Aftershock. Purge, anything that surprises you there in the standings?
Not really. Obviously, the guys who are up ahead in the points are obviously up ahead in the standings for today's race. So everything seems in check.
The question is, do we see anything get shuffled around here? Hopefully we can have a nice clean start for everybody. There's Gale Rolls, number 14 car. From Scotland, by the way. He's got a Scottish flag on the side of his car. He's trying to do it for Scotland. Rick Raven's trying to go back to back. Kind of a nervous pace lap almost. You get the feeling that there's a bit of a tense energy in the air with these guys pacing around.
The calm before the storm is what they call it. We definitely can sense that too, so I feel like we're in store for either a sport ender or a great one.
Could get two at the same time, who knows? Someone could go for an absolutely diabolical move.
Well, we gotta wait and see.
We are going to wait and see.
Slowly pacing around.
Special shout out to Elliot, who just sent a picture of him watching this race here while he's at the actual IndyCar race.
Priorities.
In Indianapolis.
He's got his priorities straight.
Absolutely. He's watching the IRL version of Vantage Indy Special League.
Yeah. It's great that they would be able to base a series off of our
league. Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
Can't believe we've seen that happen with NASCAR, Formula One. Now IndyCar is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Vantage setting the trend around the world. Love to see it.
Yeah, they wish they could be us.
That they do. So the safety car will be coming in this time. Gale Rolls, of course, will lead the way. It's going to be a left-hand turn, so it's going to be important to hold strong on that inside, because that first turn is a kink. Very high-speed kink. And you don't get till turn 2 till you will have to brake.
I think we're going to get to see something crazy happen here.
We just might. Slay says for Elliot to send the pictures in the server. All right, folks, here we go. Coming to the green flag. Gale Rolls will lead the way here in Homestead, Miami. Green flag racing. VISL, round 5 is underway. Equal start for the top 2. Into turn 1 they come.
Solid start. No one got into anybody. No missing front wings, like Parker said.
Here comes
clean start.
Tom Minot trying to get around the inside. It turns into the outside. Don't count out Max Van Beest. He's in the mix as well. He's trying to get his first podium of the season. Do we see a move here? Yes, we do. Up the inside. Here comes the 37 of Van Beest. Backs out of it. Tom Minot has the advantage there. He had the corner. And we're all healthy and good to the first set of corners. Just as I say that, oh no!
Oh no!
Surely that's not a commentary curse. Eric Guillory is around. And the leader's off. Gale Rolls is off. He's going to have a tailboat run down the back straightaway.
My goodness, Nico. Come on, man. You had to open your mouth.
Commentary curse all over the place. We're going to have a side-by-side battle for the lead. Maybe not. Rick Raven tucks back in line. Gale Rolls had the bottom. Luckily, touches the apron. Got to be careful there. If you're not too familiar with ovals, you might not know that the apron on these tracks is super slippery, as it's super close into turn 1. Rick Raven in second place. Let's go on board with him. That dirty air, since he's going to push him out just a little bit.
You see, they're pretty equal on exit here. If not, Gale Rolls getting a slight advantage on exit there. They're pretty equally matched.
So some slight mistakes here and there. These cars are very difficult, especially on cold tires, to drive. And on a flat surface like the opening part of the Homestead Miami Speedway, it'd be very easy to make a mistake here. We saw some mistakes at the opening round at Sebring. We'll see what they do here. Look how down below the line they go. They're cutting it very close. They're sticking to the bottom here, as Ben Kuhn, I think, went off a little bit there. But Gale Rolls survives. He's going to try to extend his lead here. We're going to see a challenge potentially for second place. Tom Minot and Rick Raven. Good battle so far.
Pretty close. Yeah, it's been great.
Gale Rolls seems to have some pretty good pace. Question is, how long does that last? Does it go the whole way? We got 68 laps to go, 70 laps around this speedway. In for a long one. Van Beest right on the heels of Minot. And not too far back is Larry Miles, the points leader.
Things starting to somewhat calm down. Obviously, we still have the battle for position now, but other than that, everything kind of calm around the circuit.
Here goes Van
challenge
Beest.
on the outside here. Yeah, on the outside, he's going to try and get around. Minot. Not going to be able to make it work this time, but he's going to try and look to the inside here in the turn one. He's going to get within that rear spoiler.
Up the inside, had to back out of it. Minot had the speeder on the outside, but look at this. Compromised exit for the 33. And I think a slight lock up there. And look at this. Here comes Larry Miles, trying to weave his way through the field.
Yeah, Larry Miles is somewhat of a sneaky threat today. We already haven't, I mean, we're still very early in this race, but we have not mentioned him at least once this race. So he's somewhat of a threat, but not enough just yet. I think as the race goes on, we'll see more out of him.
Yeah, it's important to try and get that early track position, but if it doesn't come your way, you don't want to burn up your tires trying to get past all the guys in front of you. It's a long race. We know in IndyCar, the tire deficit usually can be the difference between winning and losing a race. So if you're in a Larry Miles kind of position, maybe you just hold back a little bit. Try and go for the undercut later on when the pit cycle comes through.
Gear Rolls has given nearly one in the second half lap. Yeah, oh my goodness, holy cow, that was an insane brain fart. I was going to say Gale Rolls has moved this gap out to a second and a half. My goodness.
That he
Stroke already taking over.
It's the hot summer days in Arizona.
Yeah, least hot day in Arizona is like 80 degrees, and it's, yeah. I digress. But if you're Rick Raven sitting in second and you see that gap already increasing, what do you do?
I think Rick is a very experienced racer as these guys are starting to slide through there. I think the entire top four. Yeah, and here we go. That gap is gone now. So Rick Raven challenging for the lead. Around the outside. Garrett Rolls got another terrible exit, but he does have the inside here. We haven't seen anyone pass around the outside in the NASCAR turns 3 and 4, and it's not going to happen here. Even with a massive pace advantage. If you stick to the bottom, lots of weaving. Got to be careful here. You get one move. You get one defensive move. If you block under braking or anything like that, you are in danger of getting a drive-through penalty, or even worse. But now the whole top four are all back to back to back. Even the top five, Larry Miles. Casey Keller's there as well.
Accidental commentary curse, I can assume. My bad, guys.
Yeah, that's Gale Rolls with a slight mistake, just as you said he was starting to pull away.
Well, so far I've been proven right in terms of this race being a banger, at least for now.
Yeah, so far, really good race. Lots of close racing. Tight battle for the lead. Yet to see an overtake, though. Around this corner, I think, look how they're going all the way to the bottom. Gale Rolls. And I think everyone's starting to figure out, if you just stick to the bottom, it's neon impossible to pass in the entire second half of the track.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, in the bank turns at least, that is the way you want to go. Stick into the bottom, because there's really no generated run to where you could run the high side. Obviously, we saw that a lap or two ago with Gale Rolls having the massive pace disadvantage, and he was still able to hold it inside. So it's definitely going to be hard to overtake in the bank turns without a draft, any sort of run.
Yeah, and I think that's where the oval experience might come into play. If you kind of use that draft like you would a slingshot, kind of back off a little bit, and then try to get there. Maybe that could be the move. We'll see. Look at Casey Keller. He's got the entire front top five right in front of him, but really nowhere to go. And Guillory having a problem. Oh, he's on the oval.
Oh, no.
What's going on with the...
Oh, he stopped. I think did he miss the corner, perhaps?
He might have. I'm not sure what happened there.
No.
Another lap done, though. Look at the run here. Rick Raven. You can hear the tires sliding through there. Tom Minot right behind him, just waiting for a mistake. It's all you really can do at this point. You don't want to push the envelope and run yourself wide. I know this dirty air especially is probably really rough on these flat corners. Probably just going to sit behind him, wait a bit, bide your time, use that draft.
And that's really all you can do. I mean, early on, you don't want to try and challenge and make mistakes that could potentially take you out. Because you mentioned that a lot of these VISL races have gone almost caution-free, if not caution-free. So a mistake this early on in the race could already take you out of contention. None of these guys really want to pose that threat of losing a wing, getting damaged, or spinning out this early on.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Guillory. He's, I think, jumped to the pits now, but he had that lap 1 spin, and that's all it was a spin, no damage taken, but he was 30 seconds behind the leaders immediately as Rolls runs a little bit wide. Rick Raven has nowhere to go. Absolutely no. Oh, look at Gale Rolls is sliding all over the place. Let's go on board with him.
Yeah, I think it's that tire wear you're mentioning. I think it's starting to take an effect already. We're not even in double digits in lap count yet, and we're already starting to get the tires taking effect on these drivers here. So they gotta kind of play a game of chess when it comes to the tires here. You either try and just go for it and extend the gap as far as you can, or you play it safe and try and save the tires as the battle heats up for first.
Look at this. I think Rick Raven smells blood in the water. He's on the black wall hard tires, and Gale Rolls is on the red wall softer tires. So I think we could see them starting to flip in performance. Rolls was faster in the first stint, first 9 to 10 laps, but right now here comes Rick Raven with a great run. He's gonna have to go the long way around though.
Oh man,
look at this.
There it goes on the outside. They're gonna be side by side in the turn 1. I don't know how this is gonna work out though.
Rick Raven trying to make it stick, and Gale Rolls holds on to it. Do we see a cutback here? That was beautifully done from Gale Rolls.
That was great. Yes, I got to admit that was perfect. Lost the lead for a second and immediately took it back. He's going to hold on to the lead at least through the first sector here.
So Gale Rolls is trying to survive with these tires. Rick Raven having a peek, making Gale Rolls think. Trying to get him off his line, off his game. As you can see, the marbles flying. Look at the run here. Gale Rolls again, under attack.
Coming to turn 8 here. Turn 8 is going to be really interesting. One defensive move. It's only going to be allowed one as they head into turn 8. It's going to be interesting to see.
Look for the cutback here. Nowhere to cutback to. Contact.
No.
Tom Minot was there. Tom Minot was trying to do the same move on Rick Raven that Rick Raven was trying to do on Gale Rolls.
Yeah, it just seems like every time Rick Raven gets the opportunity to complete the pass for first, something inconveniences him. He's going to try and go around the outside here.
Here he comes again.
Turn 4.
Part 2. Gets alongside him. I don't think he has the same kind of run as he did last time. No, he doesn't. Gale Rolls.
He's going to tuck behind.
Rolls has the inside.
I mentioned into turn 8. Into turn 8 was definitely going to be an overtaking zone, but Rick Raven nearly spun out, which really hindered his chance at overtaking. So I think when we see him go back into turn 8, we're going to see another attempt at an overtake here, and hopefully he'll be able to fully overtake this time.
Here he goes again. Up the inside. This time he gets alongside him. He gets the apex. And I think he's going to get him. Yes, he is. Offline goes Rolls.
Yeah.
He loses 2 spots. Oh, no. Tom Minot. Minot is off.
Tom Minot. Oh, my goodness.
He went offline there. I don't know if he got any damage, but he's way down the running order now. Rick Raven's out front. Gale Rolls. His tires are starting to fall off. And Max Van Beest. Here he comes.
That's got to hurt for Tom Minot, like we were mentioning a few laps ago. Any sort of mistake this early on in the race could take you out of contention, and in Tom Minot's case, this is certainly going to be an example.
Oh!
And oh my goodness.
It's getting worse.
From bad to worse.
He's missing his front wing. He jumps to the pits.
He's out.
I think he's done for.
Oh my goodness.
There it is.
From 0 to 0, and my prediction was right.
You are right.
We'll not be seeing a Tom Minot win today.
No Minot Monday this week, barring an absolute miracle and a half. Maybe he'll come back and get a bunch of cautions, but it'll take more than a miracle, I think. Right now, the top 4,
I think
very close.
Yeah, and especially with Gale rolls on the older tires, I think it's going to be a little bit of a stack up here for everybody who's behind them. Obviously, they're going to have to overtake him. They are faster than him from what it seems, but how and where are they going to overtake him? Because with Rick Raven, he already has the mastercraft to kind of force an overtake wherever he pleases. Well, with some of these other guys, it may not be the case.
It's important to note that Van Beest is on the same tires as Gale Rolls. Almost called him Rick Roll as well.
It's
Here he comes.
yearned for the 2010s meme. Yeah, here he goes on the outside. Max Van Beest going to get alongside Gale Rolls.
He might
Can
clear
he
him.
make it stick? Look what he has him. He does. He's going to clear him. Oh,
Or is
maybe
he?
not.
Yes, he
Maybe not.
is.
Yes, he does. That was close.
I think Gale Rolls
Great
tires
overtake.
are.
Yeah, great overtake from Max Van Beest to make it stick with the Gale Rolls. He takes over second place. And Rick Raven has the lead.
Pole sitter dropping like a rock now. His tires, I think he used them up trying to defend for that opening stint, and now he's paying the price. And now he's going to be under attack from Larry Miles, the points leader. It's important to note that you do get a bonus point for leading a lap, and whoever leads the most laps gets 5 bonus points. Here goes Larry Miles up the inside, and Gale Rolls. If you're the 14 of Gale Rolls, I think you might consider coming in very soon for new tires.
Yeah. I think what might have happened is Gale Rolls might have used up all of his tires just trying to put out at least a little bit of a lead to put himself in sort of a breathing room situation. Obviously used up everything he had, so he's going to have to put up a few more laps on these worn tires compared to the other guys on the reds.
Larry Miles is not done yet. Neither is Gale Rolls. Here he comes up the inside, at least with a peak.
It very well looked like he was going to try and send it in up the inside. Thought better of it.
Oh,
A big wiggle.
Van Beest trying to hold on to it. Larry Miles could be trying to get into second place. Has a peak there.
He definitely has the speed to do it, especially with Max Van Beest having a little bit of a slip up. He's right on his rear wing here. So I think if he can get a good exit here, he'll try and challenge into turn 8. Doesn't look like he'll get that same exit speed he had though, so we'll have to wait at least another lap.
What kind of run does the 30 of Miles get here? That's a great exit from Van Beest. He might be safe for another lap.
Yeah, I think barring that little wiggle he had in the first sector, I think Max Van Beest would still be putting up a gap. He continues to, actually, as I say that, it looks like Larry Miles closing the gap.
Look at the advantage of the draft. He's going to try and go to the outside. Can he make it stick? If he can, this is incredible. He does, and he got him.
Wow. A daring move from the outside. Makes it stick. Great move from Larry Miles to take over second place, as this race has just been action-packed.
Absolutely. 15 laps in, tons of overtakes, and we're not done yet. And guess what, folks? Rick Raven, Larry Miles, 1-2. These two are going to go at it again, I think, before the end of the race.
Oh, man.
So the two black tire runners are 1-2. Van Beest and Gale Rolls, who are on the reds, their pace has fallen off. Casey Keller also on the reds. He's a little bit further back, though.
I think Max has at least a little bit of an advantage with those red tires because he wasn't, I think, from the start pushing the car. I think he was automatically going into tire save mode, which is really helping him out here as he can stick with the black tire guys, because obviously they've run a little bit more laps on their tires, so they're a little bit more compared to Max, who could have been tire saving, so they'll have a little bit of an advantage on at least the straight lines.
And I think if you're Van Beest, it was pretty smart not to fight Miles. You're on different tires. You saw what happened with Gale Rolls. You just let him by. He doesn't want to put up too much of a fight early on and completely destroy those red striped tires. Matter of fact, he's closing back in.
Yeah, I definitely think this is a case of great tire management here from Max. In any other scenario, I'm pretty sure like example for Gale Rolls, not as competitive now, as he used up a lot of his tire trying to put up a gap early on. And now he sits P4 and potentially losing more time. The leader's up front. Well, Max is in position trying to challenge for second.
Yeah, he is Larry Miles. A slight moment there. 2.8 is the gap. 8 is the gap out front. Rick Raven has the pace right now. Although the fastest lap does belong. Actually, to Gale Rolls, 105.35 is the fastest lap. But last lap, 106.4, 106.4 for the top two. And Rick Raven just put in a 105.9. Larry Miles was a 106.6, so 7/10 of a difference on that last lap. I think we're going to get into the tire saving portion of the race as this stint continues.
Yeah, this is definitely that, I wouldn't say gray area. It's definitely that portion of the race where people aren't really trying to challenge for any position because they're, like you said, they're going to start saving their tires, saving fuel. But I think once everybody completes their first stop, if I don't even know, is it one? How many stops do you usually have in one of these races?
Oh, Van Beest.
Uh-oh.
He's not saving too much tires
no.
there. Casey Keller as well.
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
So the tire fall off starting to affect. Those are two red stripe runners. Gail Rolls gets up into third. So just as we are praising Van Beest for having great tire management, he does make a little bit of a mistake there. Ran off the track.
That is a commentator's curse. I don't know if he will.
We'll chalk that one up. Nah, we won't claim that one. It was just a happenstance.
All right, great. Yeah, I think it was just I mean, we didn't see it, so it doesn't count there. We didn't see the crash, so therefore it doesn't count towards us.
Exactly. No harm, no foul. But he's recovered nicely. He only lost one spot. He's actually gaining on Gail Rolls. I'll tell you what, Gail Rolls' tires. They're really not working for him. I mean, Van Beest went off the track, and he's already catching him.
Yeah, I like I said, I think my theory might be a little bit right because they're on the same tire. But obviously, differences in speed. I think it's chalked up to. Oh no!
Same spot.
Oh my goodness. It kind of looks like he's just locking up the tires. I don't think it has anything to do with the wear. I think he's just starting to naturally lock up, making a little mental errors. And it's starting to cost him time.
It's very easy to lock up these cars.
Yeah, so I've heard. But hopefully he can get it back in and try and close that gap into Gail Rolls yet again. Obviously, we saw him do it once. He can probably do it again.
Yeah, he could, and he's going to have to if he wants a shot at a podium. Would be his first of the season if he managed to get that. 3.4 is the gap. If you're Larry Miles, by the way, running a very similar paint scheme to Rick Raven. Not his usual orange and gray that he's always run in every league ever, pretty much.
He's trying to confuse the spotters, maybe.
just might be. We got Daniel Michelle in the chat.
Shout out. Well, everything. I mean, we mentioned last time I said this. We had immediate drama that followed it, but we're starting to get to that point again where it's gonna get a little boring for a bit. Not even boring, just not as interesting as we've been used to this race.
Yeah, they're gonna kind of try and survive.
Yeah, save tires, fuel save. So I think we're in that little gray area where we'll see action on the track. Just calm down a little bit. But I think once those pit cycles goes up, we'll see some action back out on the track as they'll be kind of a little bit closer.
3.3 is the gap. Miles just has to keep within undercut range. What is the undercut range? I'm not entirely sure. Depends on.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But I would imagine the closer you are, the better chance you have at undercutting your opponent. Sounds like Daniel Michelle heard you yawned in the chat.
That was not me. That was AI generated. And I guarantee you, he gets that audio clip. It is going to be the biggest AI you've ever heard.
Look at Larry Miles. He's all the way. He's still not even on the track yet. Very lax track limits for IndyCar racing. Keep it on the gray stuff is basically the rule there.
I wonder when we're going to see
pit stops.
That is my biggest, yeah, that's my biggest question as of now.
Could be a little while. Oh my goodness, Van Beest is having a lot of. Look at this. His. It's got to be the tires, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's starting to become tires, not just the lock-up issue. Yeah, but I don't think they're quite within their pit window yet. So it's kind of a weird limbo where you don't want to pit too early and throw off your strategy, but you also are losing time because of just how bad the tires are worn now.
Yeah, it's kind of a who pits first game right now. Let's see what the steering's like out of this corner. Counter steer, counter steer.
Yeah.
That car is not kind to Van Beest right now.
I'm sure once he pits, though, he'll definitely get the speed he had earlier back and potentially try and challenge again with Gale Rolls. Gale Rolls is having a decent drive. I mean, he started, well, go back to third. So he's not having himself too bad of a race right now.
Not at all. I think he just picked the wrong tire for the first stint.
Yeah, I think especially with him qualifying on pole, he definitely wanted to try and use that softer, more grippier compound to try and put up a gap. As so when this scenario did come in, when your tires did fall off, you'd at least have a little bit of a gap for them to close in first before they reach you.
Yep.
Obviously, not the case for him. Didn't work out.
He did know that Raven had a lot of pace behind him, tried to get an advantage. It worked for a little bit, but then those tires really fell off a cliff. And he's still going, by the way. He's still going 22 laps into this race when they started to fall off around lap 9 or 10. So kind of similar to what we saw in the Formula America race. Great battling for the first couple of laps, and we finally have a pitter. Casey Keller, first one to pull the trigger.
Hooray! Got us some pit stops.
We sure do. This is going to be very interesting. Things are going to start to cycle around. Question is, does he go on to the black walls? I would imagine that seems to be the good race tire. There they are.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, the red walls are essentially the soft versions of the
They are, yeah.
right?
They're the alternate tires, aka the soft tires. And Rick Raven, the top two are in. Wow, so no undercut attempted here. That's very interesting. I wonder if, as Gale Rolls comes in as well. So no one in the top three, no one in the top four is going to try and get an alternate strategy on the other cars. They're all just going to come in together. No undercuts or overcuts going on here. Just going to be straight racing. They went 24 laps. That's very impressive. I think the red wall runners, who I would imagine would switch to the blacks, are going to have a really good advantage here.
I think the only justification putting on those reds would be the people who started on the black walls, but I don't think even they would do that. I think that's a little too far-fetched as of now.
It is, yeah. And actually no tire change rule enforced here this weekend. That's what the settings for the race had. So if you wanted to go black to the end, you could. Off goes Ben Kuhn, who loses the lead there. That was a heartbeat moment. Skip a beat there, I'm sure, for Rick Raven.
With Max on, is he pitting or is he still on those red tires?
For Maxwell?
Yeah.
Max Van Beest. Oh, he's going a little wide there. He's got some ice cold black tires.
Oh, yeah. I think once he gets them warmed up, we're gonna start seeing him start to close a gap. The guys ahead of him, obviously with Gale Rolls and other drivers, so be on the lookout.
And important to note, out front, let's take a look at the push to pass. It is 171 seconds for Rick Raven, 159 for Larry Miles. Gale Rolls only has 70 seconds of push to pass left, so he used up a huge chunk of his push to pass in the opening stint of this race. Was really on that button early on.
Yeah, I think again that just plays into my theory that he was just trying to do what most of the guys in V1 do when they have the lead or when they start on pole position in the front row. They usually just put on the softest compound you can and dump your DRS or your ERS to try and put up a gap. I think that's what we tried to see get out of Gale Rolls today, but it didn't work out quite the same.
Absolutely. You get 200 seconds of push to pass here today. And yeah, he used 130 so far, so he's basically helpless if it comes down to it at the end of this race. 3.8 is the gap. Larry Miles trying to hold on to his championship lead. If he finishes behind Rick Raven, obviously he'll lose that here today. You get 55 for a win. It would be 45 for second place. Is Ben Kuhn going slowly here? Went off the track. He's got Tyler Justice behind him. Now you can just stand. Oh, look at the dirty air there, pushing Justice off his line. You can just stand on that and push to pass if you want, but it does use more fuel. So if you're not hitting your fuel number, it's essentially worthless because you can't even take the risk to run it. Saw something similar like that happen with Brandon Gass in Long Beach. He was good on push to pass, but not so good on fuel. Rick Raven continues to lead here. 4 seconds is the gap now. Tyler Justice getting real close to Ben Kuhn. This is for 7th. Around the outside. Here he goes. Does he get him here? Ben Kuhn has the inside. And he holds on to the position for right now. Tyler Justice lost a ton of time to that first sector. This could be a Rick Raven dominating performance. As we've seen so far, we're nearing the halfway point. First stint was about 24, 25 laps. So expect at least one more stop.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if anyone's going to try and go in the 30 stopper perhaps.
They could. I think if you're like the likes of Gale Rolls or Max Van Beest, maybe you might want to try something a little different. Although with everyone on these Blackwall tires, I can't imagine that taking that kind of risk would be worth it.
Yeah, I think unless you get like a caution or something late in the race, I don't think we're going to see any 3 stops, which I would like to see a 3 stopper. I think that would shake things up tremendously in terms of the race outcome.
It could. Like I said, if you're 3rd or 4th, maybe even 5th, maybe you do try and throw on some fresher tires towards the end of this race, see what you can do. You'll lose time, of course, but you'll have a massive pace advantage. Let's see what Justice can do here.
Oh, everybody's kind of out of reach of each other. I think realistically, it looks like everybody besides Tyler Justice and Ben Kuhn are in no man's land.
Yeah, they kind of are. They're just trotting around trying to get to their numbers.
Yeah,
I'm sure
this
their
is-
fuel numbers.
Yeah, usually in the VPS, this is around the time where Aesop Purge and Nico 7200 get on the Yap Fest.
Starts to devolve a little bit.
So,
Start talking about diecast or
Goths.
what?
Huh? I don't know
Anyways,
what you're hearing, buddy. I don't know what you're hearing.
could be,
I need to get your ears checked.
yeah, it could be my old age creeping up on me. Like we were having an old off the other day for the Pro Series
You're
chat.
also having a tubby off, too.
We were, but that was quickly stomped out.
Yeah, because we all know I'd be skinnier than you.
Purge asking for shirtless selfies.
I did not pose the question. I never posed shirtless. I just said picture.
You implied it.
Listen. I'm not gonna kink shame on you. If you want to see me shirtless, just say so.
I can't, sir. You're a minor.
According to you, I'm 40.
It's true. Pushing 30, but yeah.
Yeah, pushing 30. I guess.
The
Pushing
second
30,
you
I
got,
guess, just for you.
the second you're a legal adult, you're washed basically.
Punk status. Yeah, basically. I'm just saying though. It's not entirely outlandish. I mean, you're old, so you're already washed. You're already in the commentator's booth, for heaven's sake.
That's true. In my
The
defense.
second chief turned 18.
Oh, car spinning there. It's Ben Kuhn
Oh no.
losing some time. Somehow actually got all that time back.
Yeah, but the second chief turned 18. He kind of dropped in performance. He wasn't as dominant as he used to be. I think in the recent 2 years he's gotten 30 wins and now he's barely creeping up to 40. I don't know.
I mean,
there's something about hitting that big 1.8 that kind of makes drivers wash.
Employment.
Yeah. But if you're unemployed still.
Very true.
I think it's just a curse at this point. The Vantage curse. It's kind of, I don't think I should expand further on that.
The unemployment curse. Here goes Tyler Justice looking to put a move on Ben Kuhn.
Trying to take each other out.
Looking for the cutback here. Maybe he's trying to set up a good run down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get because you use the entire oval section from the middle of the back stretch all the way up until the entry of turn 1. That's basically the entire half of the track. So essentially, this track is half road course, half oval, a oval.
It is, yep. And Justice backs out of that one. If you have the inside there, it is a massive advantage.
Massive.
Absolutely massive.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it doesn't look like he has at least the speed to catch him. I think the only time he really catches Ben Kuhn is when Ben Kuhn makes a mistake. When he's mistake free, he's actually putting a gap on him.
And Ben Kuhn's on the alternate red tires. He also has all 200 seconds of push to pass. We're nearly halfway into this race. Could Ben Kuhn go on an absolute tear?
Yeah. Ben Kuhntage. Actually, I don't think we can say that.
Whoa, yeah, it's his last name.
Yeah, I think it really would depend on the way it's spelled.
It absolutely would, yep. That's some Tyler Fink territory.
Yeah. It makes a difference if Slay Raccoon wins it or if Ben Kuhn wins it, in a sense.
Oh, yeah. Raccoontage would be a...
Yeah, take out the rad, you're going to get canceled.
You're going to... Yeah, well... Yeah, be pretty bad. Whatever.
But, hey, there's a ghost in your room, Nico. I heard that too. Also, I don't want to stray too far away from the broadcast, but I would like to mention this because I know you just love IndyCar, the series that mimicked this, but they're under caution.
Yeah, they had
I don't know what for.
Their first caution. David Malukas was off. Oh, and speaking of someone off, it's Ben Kuhn at the same time.
No.
Ben Kuhn is off there, loses a spot. We heard him go.
Art mimics real life or whatever.
does.
Life mimics art, something like that.
So he's down a spot. Although he is a little bit quicker than Tyler Justice from what we've seen, and he's already closing in. He's got all the push to pass. He's got the theoretically quicker tire.
Yeah, I mean, he would probably have to start using his push to pass now, because if he's behind Tyler Justice and his tires start to wear, he's just gonna lose him. So
yeah, he's got to get ahead of him here. He's got to go. The time to go is now.
we're just about halfway through this race. 35 laps done, 36 to go. So wow, we've essentially done it. We are actually on the halfway. Actually,
We've done it, yeah. This battle's continuing. Oh, Ben Kuhn,
Oh
no! Just as I say that.
Same place twice in a row.
We've seen that corner get a couple of people. It's claiming lives left and right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even in Formula America, despite the game being in essence kind of a simcade, you still got like really loose on that corner if you didn't take it right. You had to be really easy on the throttle there.
You absolutely did.
I think it's just a track thing, not really a driver thing. I think it might be a track thing. You gotta, it's like one of the technical corners for sure. Oh,
Having some moments here. Those tires could be starting to fall off a little bit. It's only been about 12 laps since he pitted. We'll keep an eye on that. But going through the field, yeah, it's opening up everywhere. Max Van Beest, I think that mistake he's starting to regret a little bit, because he'd be all over Gale Rolls or even ahead of him.
yeah. Welcome back, Formula One, with this big gap we have between cars.
We're just waiting for that late race caution. Where's Hoskins when you need him? No, I'm kidding.
Shoot, give me his login info. I'll log in right now. Oswald. His ASOP Purge debut is just a caution, a stage caution in essence.
It's just
I'll just
go
park it on track until the yellow comes out.
Get disqualified.
Yeah.
3.9 Beast slowly reeling in Gale Rolls. What does the push to pass look like for those two? So push to pass 113 for Van Beest, and the Gale Rolls still at 70. He's been saving, trying to hold on to it in case he needs it at the end, I guess.
It's always good to at least have a little bit of defense in the end. I know it's definitely tough in V1 when you're out of DRS or ERS and you have a guy behind you. You have nothing. You can't challenge. He's just gonna fly right by you.
Yep. You got just a sitting duck. Look at Van Beest.
Only thing that you can stop him is just put him in the wall, and I'll do that any day.
Oh man, get this
guy. Will not take my P10 away from me.
Get this guy in VISL immediately.
Yeah, I'll be the equalizer in this race. Right, like right now, we would have been under like 3 cautions by now, just because I'm so petty. I wreck like people. No, I'm just kidding. I would give him some respect. I'd be like, who's the dirtiest IndyCar driver?
Santino Ferrucci. I'll go on record saying that.
I would be like Santino Ferrucci. Yeah, there we go. Freaking hate that guy.
Santino, if you're listening, please race with us.
Sponsor us.
No, Ben Kuhn's off.
No. Again? Oh man, come on, man. Oh,
he's letting the leaders by.
Dude, this is where I would just gun it right back on. Bring on a caution.
T-bone P2.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I almost got T-boned. Last night I think it was.
Yeah.
No, 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, I nearly died. We would have been having a in remembrance race for ASOP Purge this morning.
Oh, that would have been.
Had I croaked over.
Terrible. Don't say that.
I mean, it was definitely close because me and my mom were coming back from the store, and we were getting ready to turn. But you know, like how like on like main streets and stuff like that, like they have those yellow center lanes.
Yeah.
Like when you're turning off. So we were in there waiting to turn, and then there was like a car also in the center lane, like on like the opposite side of the road coming towards us. his lights were off, and he was gunning it. He was going like maybe 90 miles an hour when we were dead stop waiting to turn in. And I was about to turn in because I didn't see him because it was dark out and he had his lights off. And I have no idea how my mom locked in because she has worse eyesight than me. But she was like, "Watch out! There's a car coming." And right as I turned, he flew by. And if I continued to turn, we would have been 6 feet under right now.
Survival instincts for your mom kicked in.
I know, dude. That was kind of crazy because usually she's as blind as a bat, but for some reason in the dark, she somehow saw a car that was also. I'd like to mention, it was a black car with its lights off
At night.
So I don't know how she saw that, but I guess it was just fate for me not to die.
Well, I guess not. Yeah, that's
But I've seen the Final Destination movies. I just know me and my mom are about to most gruesome death ever now.
Oh my god. Why are you saying that on record? It's terrible.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm going to Disneyland in like a week here, so I guess I'll get the Final Destination roller coaster death. I guess. I'm gonna fly off the track. I'm gonna like crash.
Chat, don't clip this. Whatever you do.
Yeah, no, clip it, and if it does, make a meme out of it. I guess. Make me famous.
On record, today is May 10th, 2025.
At what time?
At 4:31 for me.
3:31 for me, and then 6:31 EST.
Yep.
You
6:31.
don't acknowledge British time.
It's like 11. No.
Like almost midnight there.
And still,
I
Gale
think
rolls.
it's either
in-
midnight or it's like 11.
No, it's like 10. 6 hours ahead, I think.
Jeez.
10:30 p.m. 30 laps to
Gale
go.
Rolls running. Yeah, so that means Gale Rolls is running P3 at 10 o'clock at the night.
What a go.
Love the dedication.
That's what we like to see here in Vantage. Dedication. Goes a long way.
Yeah. Would I consider myself dedicated if you made me sign a blood pact?
Dedicated by contract, yes.
By contract. You heard it, folks. I cannot legally leave this team until I'm dead.
Pretty much.
And even then, it just goes to the next of kin. So my kid would be then sealed to a contract.
It's even worse. Trap them for life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. Listen, if you let me breach the contract when I die, I'll let you name my kid Vantage. Vantage. So.
I'll probably just name him Say It Ain't.
Oh, a general.
Yeah.
My goodness.
5.9.
Hey, at least. Yeah. I mean, there's. I guess Rick, Raven, and Larry Miles are about the same pace. I don't really think I've seen them lose or gain time on each other.
No, it's been more or less the same. Slightly growing, I think, is the lead. Almost up
Yeah,
to
I
6
think-
seconds.
Just slightly faster than Larry Miles.
He's at the bottom of the track. Look at this. I don't know if that works or not. Gained a couple of hundreds.
Yeah. That also is because Rick is probably in the technical turns right now, so he's not going full speed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not even really gaining that kind of time.
Oh.
If you're Larry Miles, I think surely you have to try the undercut next pit cycle. Coming in at the same time as the leader last time, you just lost a bunch of time.
I think if you're the leader, you just if you're Larry Miles, next pit stop, you just slap on the reds.
You
You'll
just
be
might.
within the within the window of making it, just barely. And if Rick goes on the blacks again, you have tire advantage.
That's true. Depends who pits first. Slight lock up there from Larry. At least I think so. Yeah, it just depends who pits first, who goes with what tire. He's the only driver I've seen run this line. Let's see what Gale Rolls does to here. Oh, never mind. Not as extreme, though. Let's see what P6 Casey Keller does. P5 Casey Keller. See, he stays on the track. What about Jace Mayer?
We really better than Alex Pillow win again. Save us.
What happened?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Oh no, that's pause. Oh, I got so pranked. I was looking at my phone paused, I guess, during the race, IndyCar race, and it looked like Pillow was stopped on track, so I was about to get real happy, but no,
No, he's leading.
there's a 5 second gap. Yeah, we're on the plus side, we'll get a Rick Raven win, but on the downside, Alex Pillow.
Chat, is IndyCar cooked in real life?
Ever since the hybrid era, I think they might be.
That's true. Ever since the hybrid
We've-
era came in, there's been 2 on-track passes for the lead. I think that's 7 or 8 races.
Yeah, I think motorsports as a general was cooked until. I think this is where endurance racing gets its comeback. Usually they're kind of like the stragglers, but they're making the comeback now. All the big dogs are starting to regress.
That's
IndyCar,
true.
F1, NASCAR
Well-
are all regressing because they all have gimmicks.
WEC has BOP gimmicks, and they just help Ferrari win every week.
Yeah,
Every race.
that's true. I don't know.
You know what isn't cooked?
This is where dirt bike racing is low key.
It's over. Just watch
I know,
Vantage.
though. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, you have the most diverse racing server ever, if anything. You got Native Americans, you got black people, you got
Whoa!
Hispanics, you got what? I'm not being racist. Your natural instinct to black people is whoa. I think if anything, that makes you the racist.
Are you
one,
being
Mika.
defensive right now? You know what they say.
No, you're not gonna use that on me. No. You sound like my mother.
If you're being defensive, that means you're lying.
Oh darn. I guess I'm.
It's over.
I guess so then. Yeah, it's over. There's no defense to that.
No, there isn't. Because if you say anything, then
Be-
it's proving them right.
Yeah. Speaking of defense, fun fact: every Vantage race I've attended at Homestead, 100% win rate.
Yep.
Every single time I've attempted a race at Homestead, I've won. Whether it's oval, road course.
So what
I've
you're
won it
telling me
all.
is, if you raced here today in the Vantage Indy Special League, you statistically have a 100% chance.
Statistically, I would have had a great chance to continue that, based on racing. What do they call it? Racing, not etiquette.
Trends?
Racing, not rumors. What do they call it?
No idea. RacingReference.com?
What do they call it? Superstition. That's what it was. Racing superstition. I would have won.
I see. Van Beest, by the way, he's closing in. 1.7. He can get a podium here.
Yeah, he's definitely closed up the gap. It's gonna be interesting. Oh.
Well,
I
he's
just
coming
said
into
that.
the
He's
pits.
pitting. Well, never mind, I guess.
Well, it could be an undercut, though. Gotta be sure not to hit the wall. Oh, my goodness.
Wow, that was he kind of was going a little too fast in the pits. I don't know.
I'm going to rewind it. Let's see how close he actually got. Oh.
He definitely made contact. It's just a question of whether he sped.
No, he kept it off the wall,
Oh, he
actually.
didn't. Yeah, he kept it off the wall.
I mean, barely, and this is live pictures now. There's Casey Keller behind him also coming in.
Yeah, I would love to see if Max got a penalty from that because he was gunning it into the pit entry.
And look at
was
that.
insane.
Red stripe tires.
Ooh. Oh no, he didn't get a penalty.
No,
wow,
that's
that
good.
is great. Great road management.
Must have been very close. Must have been very, very close.
Yeah. But from what it looks like, unless something drastic happens to Rick Raven, I think we're going to have 2 straight back-to-back winners in Vantage.
We just might.
Yours truly and Rick Raven.
They stay out for another lap. Rick Raven is in lapped traffic right now. That's Tyler Justice in front of him, running in P6. Gale rolls. Here he comes.
Oh, this is going to be interesting to see.
Our pole sitter.
Both seeing what tire compound it goes on and to see if the undercut is the strategy here.
Where in relation to Max Van Beest will he be?
Oh, he's just on the backstretch now.
It's flat out for Van Beest from there. Rolls has to hope for a perfect pit stop. Gets stopped in his pit stall. You can see the air jacks lifting the car up.
I think it's going to be a undercut. It's definitely going to be
close.
close.
Very close. There he goes. Gets out of the pits now. Where is Van Beest? Here he comes into turn 1 at full speed. He's right behind him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a battle here. So the undercut In essence, somewhat worked because we saw the gap 2 Gale rolls for maximum. It was about 2 seconds. Now it's less than a second here.
And he's got
Right
fresher,
along for the
hot tires.
yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Speaking of which, I don't even know what tire compound Gale rolls went on.
Looks like he's on
the same one?
black walls.
Ooh,
Larry Miles trying for
okay.
the undercut, by the way. He's going to try something with 23 to go here.
Yeah, if you're Larry Miles, you just got to try anything. Throw that Hail Mary. Is nearly 5 seconds, nearly 6 seconds is a bit of a long shot to come back from.
This is going to be it for Van Beest. His best chance at a podium right now. He's going to have the opportunity to get by. He has the faster tires. He's got the warmer tires.
Oh.
And rolls into the pits. What's happening here?
Oh, maybe he forgot. Maybe he went on the wrong compound. Maybe he underfueled the car.
Who's to say?
But not too much of a challenge for Max Van Beest, as he's going to take that final podium spot away.
He is, and Gale Roll's coming in. Did he get a drive-through? What happened with the 14? We'll have to wait and see. Rick Raven coming in. So this is it for Larry Miles. Time to go.
Yeah, you got to pedal to the metal here to try and get as much time back as possible. And I think based on what we saw from
It's going to be close.
Gale Rolls and Max Van Beest, yeah, it's going to be close because we saw right around the exact same area as when Gale rolls into the pit. And
here we go.
Be close.
Red wall tires. Where is Larry Miles? He's in turn 4. NASCAR turn 4 right now.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, wow.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe
wow.
not. Already out on track.
On a different strategy. That gap is...
Coming down, 5.1.
So he definitely at least jumped him a bit. Closed that gap. It was around 6 seconds as Larry Miles went in. So now it's about 5 seconds. So he gained about a second on track to him through pit cycles.
But only a second. Rick Raven has to keep it on track now. He's going to have cold tires. Larry Miles will have 1 lap fresher tires. I do think pitting at the same time as him, that first pit stop cycle, was a grave mistake. There's the gap, 4.9. 22 laps to go. That's a long ways to go on these red wall tires.
All right. Larry Miles is kind of closing that gap. I don't know if it's just the going bugging out or if he's actually closing in. But he's
slowly getting there. 21 laps, 4.8 seconds. And that's of course if Rick Raven is flawless for the rest of this race. Just as I say that, he runs a little bit deep on exit. But it seems to help him carry speed.
I would still love to know what happened to Gale Rolls just a handful of laps ago. That was certainly interesting. I don't know what happened to him, but we saw him duck into the pits after he made a stop already. So
he did. Maybe it looked like it was just a drive through.
Yeah, but what for? I mean, other than speeding, but I don't know. Maybe pit lane infringement, something.
Something along the lines of that. Meanwhile, the gap is improved, or rather grown to around 6 seconds again, so any hopes of an undercut seems to have gone out the window for Larry Miles. He's just got to find 6 seconds of pace in the next 20 laps if he wants to win this race.
Yeah, so like you said, or like I said, I mean, unless something drastic happens, I think we're going to have 2 Homestead back-to-back winners, 2 Homestead sweeps.
2 Homestead sweeps. That would be something. What are the chances of that having happened?
Yeah, I'm just cool like that, so light work for me. I totally didn't get lucked out into one.
Definitely.
Twice, actually, technically. Realistically, I lucked out into both of them.
That is true. G9 had an issue.
And then
As
Prince
Van
ran out of
Beast
fuel
is
in the
off.
Oh no!
What happened there with
Oh,
the aftershock
man.
driver? Let's see. This is a replay of the 37. Did he just lock up and go a little bit wide? Or was it a full-on spin here?
You know who's not benefiting? The only person who's
Oh.
really not. Oh, he just lost it. Maybe gunned it too early, just lost it though. Unfortunate, but he's still pretty safe in terms of that podium spot. The gap is pretty huge.
Oh, it's huge.
Massive, even.
It is quite massive. You know what gap isn't massive is Gale rolls to Casey Keller. For those wondering, Alex Palou won IndyCar in real life.
Yeah. Hopefully the truck race
oh.
at Candace is. Oh!
Casey Keller's off. Gale rolls up to 4th.
We've had all these misfortunes and not one caution. Surely.
Surely not.
Yeah. But
You never know.
I digress.
trying to urge a curse.
Yes, I really am trying to get a curse, but I don't think we're going to get one. I think we're going to go caution free.
We just might, yeah.
Oh. We had at least one banger this weekend.
That's true.
Very least, unless something happens, you never know. We're not saying this isn't a banger yet, but
Could be a slow burn. Who knows? That
yeah,
is-
it's kind of like a birthday cake or like a birthday candle kind of thing. It started off bright and it's kind of just melting a little bit, dying down. But hey, that's still a great run from these drivers today, regardless of the lack of action. It's still a great run for all these guys.
Absolutely. It's got to be getting to that point in the race where you're stretching out your hands, trying to take a deep breath. Sweat starting to build up maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because you don't want to make a mistake this late in the race, because that'll essentially take you out of the race entirely. Getting any sort of damage takes you essentially out. Because although we said that, or even early on, getting damaged is a race ender, you still have the entire race to at least try and salvage something. You mess up within 20 to go, you have no room to make up anything.
No, not at all.
Drastic to happen. Yeah.
You got to be very cautious from here on out. We'll see if Casey Keller can do exactly that. He's up push to pass right now. You can see the green on his steering wheel lighten up. Under 70 seconds now. He's really trying to get P4 from Gale Rolls. He's really getting there. He's going to have a good shot here. He's on the red stripe tires. Gale Rolls, not so much. 7 seconds out front. It's going to be Rick Raven today. I think he's curse free. I really do. We got Slay saying Nico in the chat. Hello, Slay.
Yeah, well, no, I think that's in relation to the comment above, or like the comment, like two comment, something. Oh my goodness, another brain fart. The comment maybe two above, I think it was 2 or 3.
The Among Us.
Yes.
So Todd Lee just informed me that Gale Rolls drive-through was for an unsafe pit exit.
I knew it. It was something related to the pits. Well.
Well, indeed. So that's basically a race ender. He could have been on for a podium. And instead, he's just trying to hold on to 4th.
Yeah, how much push to pass does Gale Rolls have left? Does he still have 70? Or has he used up a little bit of it?
He's still at 70. Car behind Casey Keller's at 66. So they're
basically at the same.
Equal, yeah.
So perhaps the final battle we'll see on track today is between the two.
It could be. Just depends.
Obviously,
on the fuel.
Without a caution here, yeah. If a caution doesn't come out here, that could potentially be our final battle of the day. But with a caution, everything could change.
Could you imagine a late race caution? That would change everything. 15 to go here. It's been all Rick Raven all the time. Looking to take a stranglehold of this championship lead. As we get one step closer to the month of June. It's kind of the Vantage version of the IndyCar month of May. Heaps of racing. Vantage Week, Indy 500, Indy qualifying,
The
Indy
greatest-
150.
Yeah. And Pride Month, too, for Vantage.
For Vantage, yeah.
Yeah, specifically for Vantage.
Vantage Pride, that is.
Ooh, they're not going to like that one, Nico.
Ah, well, goodness. Tis a
Got
joke.
the entire server cancel.
I'll just.
Great job.
I'm gonna AI generate you saying that.
No! I'm going to sit on my own terms. I'm going to get canceled. I want it to be by myself, not by AI.
You want to be in control of when you get canceled.
Exactly. I want to determine my destiny.
$14 left. Does Larry Miles have anything here? Does he pit here? Who knows? Get tires. Try something. Or does he just
Say-
accept his fate?
iRacing admins, if you're listening to this, I think I saw a little bit of debris in turn 8 on the hairpin. I think it might be on the racing line. I think you might need to throw it for debris.
Could be some hot dog wrappers blowing onto the track.
Yeah. Somehow, from all the way over there, a hot dog is like not even just the wrapper; it's the hot dog itself. I don't think anyone would want a hot dog, a wiener to go inside their intake. So I think
It's
you gotta
true.
throw it here.
Nobody wants a man from Britain inside their intake.
I mean, he's out in what, 9th?
No, I'm talking about hot dog, the driver.
Oh, okay. That was a good one. I'll give you that one. I
Not
just
too
didn't
shabby.
care. Yeah, I'll call it a ball, not a strike. I'll give this one a ball.
Oh, ball. Wow. Okay.
Balls are good. Okay. Oh no.
Chat, please clip
Oh,
that.
No.
He's in shambles.
I am in shambles. It's over.
It's never
Oh.
been more over. You're cooked.
It's never. Yeah. Just my chances of getting into college have dwindled significantly.
I'm sending that to every admissions officer. The gap has shrunk. 7 seconds-ish.
Yeah. For those listening at home, according to the NBA, I don't know if this is real yet, but it's coming from Adam Scheffner. LeBron James calls it a career.
I'll believe it when I see it.
No, I'm just gonna, oh yeah, I'm just messing. I just want to see a reaction to that news, but I think that's one of those headlines that you don't believe it until you actually see it in front of you.
Yeah, you can't just.
You can't take you can't take anyone's word for that one.
I need hard written proof. I need to hear it come from the mouth himself.
Yeah, from
From the
Shaquille
horse's
O'Neal
mouth.
on ESPN Sports Center. But speaking of that, since we're kind of in this zone of just yapping, what player or driver's retirement was so like crazy to you, but went so under what's the word? Under radar, I guess. Like the rest of the people.
Retirement specifically?
Yeah, like someone retired and you were like, oh, no way, they're retiring? But like everybody else doesn't really seem to care.
That's a good one, actually. Most big retirements are pretty big news. I mean, I would say any NASCAR driver retiring, quote unquote, isn't a full-on retirement because they literally race all the time still. retire from full time.
Yeah.
Like Martin Truex Jr. retired, and then he did the very next race at Daytona. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, in essence, you don't really consider retirements in NASCAR retirements. Just it's not like we're like you're in football. You retire, you're done. Unless you're Tom Brady or Rob, of course, you know.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But in most cases, you can't go back because no team is willing to sign you once you're retired because you're already giving up, showing the white flag.
Yeah, if you're retiring, it's usually for a good reason.
Yeah, if I had to go with one, if I had to, I think low key. I mean, it was today too, so I guess there's still not. I think we got to give it a little bit of time. But I have a feeling that Derek Carr's retirement today is going to go a little
under the radar,
undervalued. Yeah, under the radar.
Yeah, there might not people that
he was great.
even know that yet.
Yeah, I mean, I barely even figured that out. I think it was around like right during the pre-lobby for Formula America when the news came out like at 7 in the morning. I barely found out because of a tweet. You responded to somebody.
Yeah, that was.
I think it was Tyler Fink.
It was Tyler Fink, our lead reporter, Tyler Fink.
Yeah.
Howie Roseman himself.
The Vantage Centel.
Don't ever compare Peak to Tyler Fink again.
Yeah, my fault. I think if I couldn't pick Derek Carr, I would have to go with Eduardo Escobar. He was a great third baseman for the D-backs.
Interesting.
He kind of just, well, I mean, he's not retired. He's really a free agent, but he hasn't played in like 3 years now. So he's in essence really kind of technically retired.
He just hasn't accepted it yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how technically Mika Hakkinen is on sabbatical still from 2001.
Technically, Michael Schumacher is still a racer.
He technically retired for a year.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next time someone retires from the NBA to go play baseball again. I think that's gonna destroy the sports community on like Twitter and stuff.
I don't think that'll ever happen, to be honest.
It happened once before. It happened with MJ because of his drug addiction. He had to retire, in quotes, to play the baseball, but he was really, in reality, deserving a suspension. That's my theory.
I think there's a lot of people's theory.
Don't just switch up playing one sport to another. You're not, what are you, Shohei Ohtani? Get out of here with that. Is that a battle for the lead, or is that just lap cars?
That's a lap car there.
Ah. Oh. I'm running out of topics to yap about. I don't know.
You went to the, I forgot what I was going to say.
Great job. I went to the what?
Flea market today. Did you find any diecasts?
Unfortunately, I didn't. I really wish I could have. But there was a lot of people selling tamales. That was tempting.
That does sound pretty tempting.
But it's getting a little too hot outside for spicy food, I guess.
Interesting.
But I did have a really great street corn.
Oh,
good.
nice. What is the spiciest thing you've ever eaten?
Spiciest?
Yeah.
I'm not really a guy for spice, so I really haven't eaten a lot of spicy things in my life. But I think it would have to be
Flaming hot Cheetos.
No, not hot Cheetos. That would be low-key embarrassing. At Buffalo Wild Wings, I think it was a couple years ago, they had like this temporary item. It was like their hottest wing on the menu, and you had to like sign a waiver to like try it. So my mom did it because she wanted to see what it was about, and I was like, I want one, and I tried it.
Oh boy.
And I was on the toilet in our hotel room for the entire night.
Oh my god.
It was bad. Yeah.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah, it was certainly not a wake up call, but it made me like realize, like, holy cow, there are things much spicier than I've eaten that I'll never get to try in my life. Like those one chip challenge, I'm never gonna do that, no matter what. I'm not trying to like die, because apparently there's people who have died who tried to eat them. They died.
Interesting. That sounds like a
I'm
skill
like,
issue.
I'm not gonna. That's why they stopped selling them in stores because people kept dying from them. I'm like, no, I don't want to try it.
We got 6 to go here. The gap for third, Gale Rolls, despite his drive-through, is 3.4 seconds behind Max Van Beest for third place. It's not over. It is very much not Jover yet. Could he close
He's
in?
gonna have to find just a little bit of speed to try and, you know, get at least within striking distance here. With 6 to go too. You gotta go on the charge now.
There he goes, 2.3 because of a mistake.
Yeah, I don't know how much. Maybe he's finally decided to use that push to pass. I don't know.
It's still at 70, so he's.
Oh, okay, interesting. What about compared to Max? What's
Max is at 49, and he's on it right now, actually.
Okay, well that's really gonna be interesting here.
No, now he's down to 48. Is Max Van Beest?
Yeah, because it looks like even with the push to pass, Gale Rolls continues to close in. So maybe Max Van Beest's podium spot is at risk.
It could be. It was a great drive so far, but if he lost it like this, that'd kind of be a little bit heartbreaking. He's on those red stripe tires, so they could be falling off a bit of a cliff right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, it might be just that. I think the difference in compounds around this time when we saw, because this final stint was about, what, 25 laps too?
Yep.
So around that 20 lap mark is when we saw the red walls start to fall off compared to the black walls. So there's a really great chance we see that gap close up, and that is exactly what we're seeing right now. It's closing up maybe a second a lap nearly.
It is. It really is. He's been using that push to pass, has Van Beest, but it doesn't seem to be helping too much. He runs a little bit deep there, and now he's going to be under attack. It is time to go now. It is podium challenge time if you're Gale Rolls. If he overcomes a drive-through penalty to hunt back that third place, that'd be great. Incredible drive. Here we go.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be in the draft here, down the back stretch, the turns, and the front stretch here. Especially with the push to pass, he could definitely challenge it right here if he decided he wanted to.
Look at Van Beest running the middle. Very interesting.
I think he's trying to break that draft just a little bit here, but Gale Rolls continues to close in at a rapid pace here.
Has a peak. Could this be a dive bomb?
Oh!
That would have been incredible if it was.
That was really a code brown for me. I thought he was actually going to make contact there for a second.
I'm sure Van Beest got a little bit scared there too. He saw Gale Rolls full speed in his rearview mirrors.
Yeah, so the battle for the final podium spot is definitely now on here. It looks like Max is going to try and put up a little bit of a gap. We're not seeing as I say that, actually, Gale Rolls was closing in a little bit. So we're about at the exact same gap we saw last time around here.
He's getting close. Let's see. He still has all 70 seconds of push to pass that he had since lap, what, 20?
Yeah, it's basically for the entire race. That was before the first stop too. So
that was.
He has been just.
This is all pace.
It, and yeah. I mean, how many seconds does Max still have?
Max is down to 20, so there's a 50-second difference there. Question is, does Gale Rolls have the excess fuel to use that? As you see a massive wiggle from Van Beest, those tires, they're starting to fall off a huge cliff here.
Yeah, you definitely got to play the defense game now. With 3 to go here, final podium spot, Max is definitely going to start getting defensive when Gale Rolls starts to make a challenge for a pass here. Whether it be making him enter high, blocking. Obviously, you're only allowed to block the lane once here, so he's got to use that one block carefully.
This is it.
Maybe break early or break later. And Gale Rolls is definitely going to be within draft range here.
This is as close as he's been.
A little bit closer. Yeah, it was definitely further back 2 laps ago. He's been definitely closer here again. So perhaps we'll see a challenge for us to pass into turn 1 here.
Here he comes. I don't know if he's going to be close enough. Van Beest kind of in the middle of the track, trying to break the draft here into turn 1.
Oh, that scared me. I saw Gale Rolls nearly lose it there.
Slight mistake there, and another slight mistake from Van Beest up ahead. He runs a little bit wide. Rolls running out of time here. 2 to go.
Yeah, it's one thing to catch Max Van Beest. It's gonna be another to pass him too. He kind of forgot to take that into consideration. While he can catch him, how is he gonna pass him?
Surely now is the time to use that massive push to pass advantage you have. Huge wiggle from Van Beest. This could be it.
He's got to dump it. I would imagine it's going to be down the backstretch in turns 1 here.
Here he comes. He's on the button, up the inside, into the hairpin. Did they make contact?
Oh,
they keep it clean.
My goodness. Side by side, out of the corner. That was phenomenal.
Incredible stuff here. Leaders are on the final lap. Van Beest desperately trying to hold on to his final podium spot. He uses the last 3 seconds of his push to pass. He is officially out. Gale Rolls has 65 left. And he's got the draft. Here he comes. Where does he go? Can't go to the inside here. Tries to go to the outside. Huge wiggle from Van Beest.
Oh.
Blocks him.
Oh my goodness.
Massive moment from Gale Rolls. Trying to hold on to it.
And it's definitely Rick Raven taking the win here. As they're
final corner. This is it.
Corner.
Rick Raven sweeps Miami. It's Aftershock taking the championship lead. Rick Raven, first place. We're going to keep an eye on this battle for P3 as Larry Miles will be in.
Yeah, Gale Rolls dived it into turn 8 here.
Here he comes. Here he comes.
Yep, there it is.
Same spot. And that spin.
Oh,
Van Beest. Van Beest drops it on the final lap.
Oh, no.
His heart's got to be in his stomach.
Lights. They shine too bright. Oh, my goodness. That would have been such a great battle to the line here.
Gale Rolls is going to come away with it.
That's got to suck.
It's going to be Gale Rolls getting third. What a drive from him. Van Beest will be in third. No, excuse me, fourth. Heartbreak. Absolute heartbreak. He's got to be kicking himself here. Incredible drive from Gale Rolls. Rick Raven, your winner. Taking a victory lap there. The number 1 car is now number 1 in the standings. Do we see a little bit of a celebratory wheel wiggle there? Back and forth. Let's get the drivers in here for some post-race interviews. All right. Fourth place, where's Gale Rolls? What chat is he in? Let's get Gale in here. Oh, I'm going to move him there. And then I'm going to move him here. And then I'm going to move him here. Gale Rolls, it's Nico and Purge in the booth. You got us?
Yep.
All right. So you had that drive-through penalty. It looked like your podium hopes were completely dashed. That wasn't the case. You drove back to the back of Van Beest, caught him on the last lap, had a nice little battle. He ended up dropping it there. What was going through your mind in those final stages?
Panic. Yeah, no, like the moment I saw, oh, hey, I'm catching like 2 seconds a lap, it got a bit better. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for the most part, it was just panic.
Well, you had the great pace. Qualified on pole. The rest of the race didn't really go your way, unfortunately, but you did come home with third place.
Yeah, that's decent enough. I'll take it.
All right, well, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing you the rest of the season. Great drive from Gale Rolls here today.
Yep. Thank you. See you next time.
All right, see you next time. All right, let's get Larry Miles in here. Larry, it's Nico and Purge in the booth. You got us?
I hear you.
All right, so you pit the same time as Rick Raven, the first stop. Didn't really go your way with that. You tried an undercut, gained about a second or so. It looks like he just had superior pace all day. What was going through your mind behind Rick Raven all day?
There was a lot that happened in that race. Like it probably didn't look like much, but like in that first stint, I I took too long to pass Max, which allowed Rick to get away. Um, and since Rick got away and I wasn't in his draft, there was like no way I would be able to like catch him. I could only keep up with him. And in the second stint, I was just like saving gas. And the third stint, I tried to go for fastest lap, uh, which I got, and then Rick got it the next lap by like 0.3 or something. So,
He's pretty quick, that guy.
sorry?
He's pretty quick, that Rick Raven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, he's quick. Man.
But yeah, another good race for you.
Yeah, I feel like I could have won that if I had stayed in Rick's draft, but I took too long to get by Max. So.
Yeah, it was a bit of a battle there at the beginning. Different running tire compounds and stuff. But it all cycled through. You come home in second. Any closing thoughts for this race weekend?
Well, oh, just happy I finished well. I mean, I survived. Yay.
All right, well, congratulations on P2, Larry, and we'll see you out there next time.
Thank you.
There was Larry Miles. Let's get the race winner in here. Rick Raven, your race winner, sweeps Miami. Rick, you got us?
Nah, I can't hear you. Hello? Hello?
Welcome to the booth. You won both Miami races. You proved you can do it on an oval. You proved here today that you could do it on the road course. How was that race for you?
It was like nails on a chalkboard. I hate this place. I've never been here before, and now I can see why I've never been here before. This place is like racing on ice. It was like an ice race out there. Holy cow. I wasn't sure I should use the hards or the softs. And I guess the softs wore out pretty quick. I saw, what's his name, Guile Rolls, started slipping and sliding. I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll just stay on the hards the whole time. And then there was, we didn't know if, was it mandatory you had to switch, or like there was a little controversy about that, so I wasn't sure what to do. And Larry Miles went in the lap before I did, and he put the reds on, so I put the reds on to be even with him. And it just worked out. It was good. I'm just glad to bring home the victory for Aftershock, and hopefully we got good team points. I think Max finished third or fourth.
He came home in fourth, yeah.
Oh, okay, good team day, good team points day.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got 2 wins in a row. You could have won the first 2 races as well, so the momentum is rolling definitely in favor of Rick Raven. What can we see going forward?
More victories. No, I don't know. I mean, this is a tough field. Miles is quick, and what's his name? I guess he got caught up in something. He's quick as well. You got to be quick. You got to be smart. You have to have good track savvy. You got to know how to take care of your tires and fuel save and the whole nine to beat this field. So you never know from race to race. I don't even know what's coming up next. Do you know?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today is Road Atlanta, so that's gonna be another tough one.
Road Atlanta, yeah, that's a fun racetrack. I love that track. I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping to finish in the top 3 every race, and victories would be fantastic. Maybe hopefully we get the hack trick next week. Never know. Road Atlanta is a lot of fun, but it's not going to be easy. Tough field, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely a tough field, tough track, but it should be a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out, Rick. Congrats on 2 wins in a row.
Oh, thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was Rick Raven, your race winner. Purge, closing thoughts on this race? Rick Raven Masterclass.
I think Aesop Purge and Rick Raven are Homestead Kings for the week.
Yeah, 2 Homestead sweeps, 1 in Formula America and 1 here in the Vantage Indy Special League. Well, that's going to do it for this weekend. Vantage is all done racing this week. No races tomorrow. It is Mother's Day, so go spend time with your mothers. Get off the video games. Go have some fun with your family. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming out. We'll resume racing on a Thursday. But until then, follow us on socials, join the servers, and yeah, have a good night, everyone.
Love you.